The instrumented vehicle, equipped with the state-of-the-art navigation control unit, gyroscope, accelerometer, capturing navigation path like the GPS but with a high level of accuracy. The heading, the turning, and all the motion is digitally recorded and processed by the CPU. Biometric sensors to authenticate the identity both the driver and tester. The digital I/O controller wiring up all the I/O and switches in the vehicle, capturing the open and closed circuit state of these sensors to be analyzed and processed real time. With the in-car camera, it captures and records all the action and reaction of the driver responding to the road condition and external factors during the test. Rooftop status light, reflecting the current status of the driving test being performed by the students. The digital dashboard, reflecting all the signals captured from respective sensor wired to the I/O control unit. Gear sensor. Safety belt sensor. Mirror sensor. Handbrake sensor. Signal lights sensor. Foot brake sensor. Hi, in this video presentation, we would like to show you the scenario when the driver failed the 3-pointer by running over the box. Pay particular attention to the dashboard, camera 1, camera 2, status light, and the gear shift. Noticing the light turns to green when the car starts. The gear changes from neutral to first gear, followed by second gear. And the car now is moving into the circuit. Approaching the side parking. Reversing into the parking lot. The importance of this test is to avoid crossing over the boundary line of the parking lot, and the car has to be parked within the boundaries by the designated timeline. Please pay attention to the dashboard. The indicator lights is relevant to the driver's action. Upon completion of the parking, the driver has to shift the gear to neutral position and pull the handbrake. This will complete the test element of side parking. And the car now is moving towards the 3-pointer. Performing the 3-pointer. In camera 1 and 2, you are about to see the bumper crossing the restricted line. The red light will flash to indicate that the driver has already failed this element. And the car now is moving on. Continue the next test element. Now, let's look at how the candidate failed the uphill test. The car is moving up the hill. and he applied the brake, pulling up the handbrake and raised his hand. In camera 1, you can see the front tire has crossed over and beyond the yellow line. The virtual map also interpreted the position relatively. This resulted the candidate failing the uphill test, and the red light flashes to indicate the status. Sadly, the candidate moved down the hill. After looking at the previous video presentation, we have witnessed when the car is moving on the circuit, the software also shows the relative location of the vehicle. Allow me to elaborate further. With the instrumented vehicle and the virtual map, the motion of the iCar is similar to a mouse rolling on a mousepad. As you can see from camera 1 and 2, the software can pick up the coordinate of the iCar moving on the circuit. It will trace the motion and plot the path of the iCar against the virtual map, which is scaled to the actual size of the circuit. The location of the test elements like side parking, 3-point turns, uphill tests, etc. can be easily located and relocated as and when the layout of the circuit changes. Additional and the future test elements like the S-curve can also be introduced and added to the virtual map at any point of time when it is needed. Like the navigation using the GPS, the path of the vehicle on the map do not depend on any kind of sensor or detector having to be installed on the circuit. Thereby, sensor like metal detector, pressure sensing hose are totally unnecessary. This feature has made the implementation of the Jpjet system without massive earthwork, no reconstruction. Thus, the whole system can be deployed almost immediately. The virtual map can easily be tailored to suit various layouts of the driving institutes that we have today, also cater for the future driving institutes as well. With instrumented vehicle and virtual mapping, it allows us to capture information where the manual system is unable to provide. If the driving pattern collected as of a letter 5 instead of a letter S when performing the S-curve, it will show the reckless handling of the steering wheel by the driver. I hope the video presentation has given you a better understanding of the concept and technology behind the Jpjet system.